Hello and welcome to the MaWSIG podcast, the show where we explore the journeys of educators who have taken their passion for teaching beyond the classroom. I'm your host, Marcos Mendonça, and today we are diving into a fascinating transition from being an English teacher to becoming a materials writer. And today we are joined by Hilani, an experienced English teacher who has successfully transitioned into writing English teaching materials. Hi, Hilani, how are you?
Hi, Marcos. I'm good, and you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It's an honor.
Oh, me too. So, Hilani, let's start at the beginning. So, can you tell us a little bit about your teaching background and how you got started as an English teacher and what you love most about being in the classroom?
Well, I started when I was very young. I was 18. Yeah, my very first group of students. But I wasn't an English teacher. I was a regular teacher. I
Kids?
taught educação infantil, basically educação infantil and first grade. And after many years working with kids, the school, a big school here in Zona Leste, the school where I worked needed an English teacher. And I had already graduated, so I said, okay, I can work with them. Why not? And so I started as an English teacher, always. Today we call ensino fundamental anos iniciais, always this age. Yeah.
Do you still teach today?
Not anymore. I'm retired. I retired in 2018. But then I went on with the language school. But today only private classes and freelance author.
And how long did you work as a teacher?
I think 40 years, almost. Yeah,
40 years.
40 years. Yes, yes, a long time.
And how did you start writing materials? Was it by chance? Was it something that you looked for?
It was totally by chance. Totally by chance. I used to work at a language school, and I had some private students too. And I needed a suggestion of a good material for this private student, for one of my private students. And then I called Veronica Teodorov, who had worked with me at this language school and was working at a big publishing house. So I said, oh, I thought Veronica might be able to help me. I called her just to ask about the materials they could offer. And then she replied with a question. Are you interested in writing materials? You have experience. And I said, I was pretty scared. I thought about saying no because it was something really scary. But she said, no, let's try. You can write
Why,
a sample unit. And
but why
then,
do you think you were scared?
because of it was, I didn't realize at the time that it wasn't, for me, it was the process of writing a book or being part of the production of a book was something manageable. For me, it was something I didn't know anything about all the steps. So, my God, I can't do that. Yeah. And Veronica really helpful, and she taught me how to start. Yeah, how to start. So
Did you start
so
doing?
I thank her. She's part of my best memories.
Yeah. But did you start doing small things like I don't know,
N-
uh,
No, no,
blossom
no.
hammer covers,
She
or you
she
start?
was well. She had to. She was responsible for a book collection. It was Tic Tac Toe, and she was looking for authors to participate of this book collection, Tic Tac Toe.
Mhm.
And then she assigned me one of the units, and she explained how I should do that. And then she was happy with the results, and she said, "No, you have what it takes to go on." And then it was my very first material.
How was
I,
this first experience to you? Like, how did you feel?
uh, I felt so important, to tell you the truth. But it was something, well, my experience along these years, I have changed a lot. Yeah, but the very first time I could put into practice things that I wanted to see in a book. So as I was working with kids, many things I could use as part of my style, let's say.
Hmm. That's nice. That's really nice. And so you started with tic tac toe, and then after that, you did other jobs, right?
Oh, many. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Do you
For
have
diff,
one that you really like, that is like the dearest project to you? Do you have one
yes, I do.
that you
It's
like?
Kids Web. Kids
Kids
Web
Web?
is my, yeah, it's because I could participate of many parts of the production, not only as an author, but also I was asked to contribute uh,
In other areas?
in other areas. That's it. In other areas, I was part of. I could choose the images and the graphic project. So lots of things, and then it was like a baby. Yeah,
And it's
like a baby.
interesting because we learn a lot, right?
Uh, a lot, a lot. It's something every every job, every project brings you something new.
Yes.
Yeah, brings you something new. You learn in terms of content and also technology. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I started Tic Tac Toe, it was basically Word. The only tool we had was Word. That's it, and emails.
Yes.
Nowadays, wow, there are lots of
So many
things,
things.
lots of yeah, tools and apps,
Yeah.
and they really help us. Yeah,
Mhm.
but you have to learn how to use them, especially
Yeah.
my generation, right?
Yes.
And it's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy learning new things.
And when you think about your career as a materials writer, um, what have been some of the challenges that you had to face along the way?
Well, there are the first thing that comes to my mind is deadlines. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big challenge. Yeah,
Yes. Because they're usually very tight, right?
very tight deadlines. And there are many details you have to check and you have to worry about to deliver something that is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is. The second thing is uh, if the things I am thinking about, the activities I'm thinking about, are really manageable for the teacher. Are they doable? Yeah, they can be. They I can have great ideas, but are they going to help the teacher in the classroom, considering the number of students, the time the teacher has available? So it's something we always have to worry about. Yeah,
Mhm. I
the
think that's why it's important to have this experience as a teacher, because you bring
definitely.
all this baggage to materials writing, right? So I think that's
Yeah.
extremely important, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Nowadays, when sometimes I see activities, even online, from sites, suggestions, uh, and I say, maybe I would change this and that because uh, it's not something real. Yeah,
Hmm.
something that the students won't be able to do, or it's not worth it. All this
Hmm.
work, yeah, it could be simple,
Yeah. All right.
done in a
And
simple way.
did you have any mentors that helped you along the way?
Ah, sure. Many, many mentors, many. Uh, from the teachers I've worked with uh, to the editors who I worked with in several projects. Each of them gave me something, a suggestion, or they changed something I had done, and I said, "Oh, huh, this is so good! What a good idea!" and everything.
Nice.
So these editors have helped me a lot.
And tell me a little bit about your creative process, especially when you started writing, because now we have a lot of resources that we can use. We can do a lot of research. We have apps. But when you started, I think we didn't have so many tools, right?
No, no.
So how was your creative process when writing materials?
Well, I've always used until today paper, a pen and a paper, and that's my first. My ideas come from there. Sometimes I draw things, write down ideas, and um, I observe a lot. Yeah, sometimes when I started, I tried to get ideas from different other materials, uh, and also everything, in fact, cartoons, and because I've always, mostly with kids, I've always worked with kids.
Mhm.
And then they helped me a lot to develop different ideas. Yeah.
And I think I was thinking about something that I think is crucial to materials writing. How do you take criticism? Because when we write materials, um, lots of people read what we do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because you have a lot of people participating in the editorial process, right? So you have people that will revise your work. you have the editor, they give opinions about what you do. So how do you feel about criticism? How do you take criticism? Do you think that it has changed along the way? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, personally, I'm very open to criticism. Yeah, I think we have to bear in mind that everyone there wants the success of that material. Yeah.
Yes.
And so we have to speak the same language, we have to be on the same page. And then sometimes what you think the editor or the other professionals involved, they don't understand clearly your ideas or what you were thinking. But then you can explain, you can rewrite if necessary, but you are part of a team. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have to exchange ideas and to different points of view. Sometimes I think most of the time they when you get to a common place, you can have lots and lots of profit. It's very profitable.
Yeah. And two, three, four heads think better than one, right? So there are,
Sure.
when we are writing, sometimes we don't see things that other people see. It's common, right?
Yes,
It's like, oh
and
my gosh, about it. Yeah.
you are so involved sometimes in that topic that you don't see from another other point of view.
That's right.
You say, "Oh, why didn't think about that?"
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good to be open to criticism. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to
Always.
always,
And
always. And
what's the most rewarding part of being a materials writer for you?
ah, when you see the material you wrote being used, yeah, and
Yeah.
kids come to you or parents or friends, oh, my nephew is using your book. Yeah, I could see your name there, and he's loving it, and it's so much fun. So, and also
Yeah.
colleagues, they come and say, "Oh, congratulations! The book is great. I've been using it." It's
Yeah. I love.
really rewarding.
Yeah, when the book is published and you see it and you touch it, it's really rewarding, right? It's really
Yes,
rewarding. And like you said, you
yes,
feel important because you were part of that. You were part of that creation. And you know that your creation will be used by so many students, right? So,
yes. It has.
right?
I had this experience. The school where I worked, the group of teachers decided to use the book I had participated in. So it was a great, and I could see students doing the activities and say, oh, let me see if it's working. Yeah, if it's really working.
It's really, yeah, let's test it now, right?
But yes, sometimes.
Really nice.
But it was great. It was great.
And Hilani, what kind of advice would you give someone who is starting now as a materials writer or someone who would like to start doing that? Do you have any tips? Like someone who it's like, how do I start? How do I start writing materials? Who do I have to talk to? What do I have to do? Do you have any tips?
Well, first, I think just nowadays things are a little bit different from when I started. But I think get in touch with, first of all, if you want to start, yeah, get in touch and with some publishing houses, but participate of events, be part of institutions, enroll courses. There are some courses
Yeah.
who
Now we have some
yeah,
courses.
there are some courses now especially designed for people who want to become authors. Yeah, and so I think you it's a good idea to start there. But one thing that is really helpful, in my opinion, for me personally, is participating of ELT events. You know,
Yeah.
there are always great ideas, and also your networking, because most publishing companies are there.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great starting point.
Yeah, I think networking is key. Networking is very
Yes,
important. So that's why I think it's important to attend events, to get to know people, talk to them. If you're interested, just tell them like, "Oh, I would like to start writing materials. Who do I have to talk to? Do you know anyone who works at a publishing house?" Right. So that's how we start.
perfect.
You do one
Yes,
job, and then if they like you, they will call you for more jobs. Right.
that's it. That's it. And then you can write sample units, yeah,
Mm.
to practice and start. Maybe start having your own, how can I say, your own materials. Yeah, you maybe you can write things and be very observant. Yeah,
Yeah,
be
because
very
let's be honest, like every teacher is a materials writer because
yes.
we develop worksheets, we develop handouts for our students, we look for things on the internet,
Tests.
tasks, we write tests. So I mean, we are writing materials, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's part of our
Exactly.
experience.
And you have your own briefing. Yeah, you have your own briefing when you are a teacher. But then when you work for a publishing company, then you will have a different one. But
Yeah.
that's it.
But
That's
you
how,
take this baggage with you, right?
yes. Yes.
Okay, Hilani. So now, before we end, we are going to do a quick round of rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Oh man. I have to be.
So, what is your favorite English grammar rule to teach?
Um, Prepositions for kids.
Why?
Because I used to teach it in a very fun way. Yeah, with, yeah,
And
lots of games, and it was fun.
if you could write materials for any audience, who would it be?
Kids.
Of course. What is one tool or resource you can't live without as a materials writer today?
Mm, Image banks
Mm-hmm.
and uh, oh, I like news sites. They help me a lot. Yeah,
All right.
news.
And
Yeah.
what is your go-to source of inspiration when you get stuck?
When I get stuck,
Yeah, oh, I don't know what to do. What should I create now? You get stuck. What do you do? Like, where do you go for inspiration?
Google.
Google. Yeah.
Yes, I Google things. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the results help me have ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why should I do this and not that? And then it's a
Yes.
starting point. Yeah.
Yep. And if you could go back in time, what advice would you give your teacher self?
Have more fun and worry less about the content and the what you have to finish the book. You have to, you know,
Yeah, I know.
it's
Sometimes we
so
are so
much.
worried about content, right? That we have to
Yeah,
cover it.
yes. And sometimes it's not that important. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more important to have fun while you notice your students are really learning. Yeah,
yeah.
they are really
And
learning.
as the saying goes, you learn more when you're having fun, right? So I really believe that.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Hilani, thank you so much for sharing our journey with us and
Thank
for giving
you.
us all these tips and advice.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. I hope, I
You're
hope, and
welcome.
I'm sure that everybody will like your tips and your experience and your journey. And I think that they will get inspired too. All right. Thank you so much, Hilani.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcos. Bye
All
bye.
right, you guys. Thank you very much. See you in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.